Welcome back once again, friends. In this video, we shall continue our journey into the world of Python. I'm going to introduce to you an interesting activity called Prof's Grumpy Assistant. Now, the main learning objectives from this activity are one, the if-elif-else statement and its younger brother, say the if-else statement, and also some number of string methods. Now, clearly, we could learn all this even without this activity, but when we encapsulate this in an activity, in a story, I think it becomes that much more interesting and it gets, say, the creative juices flowing, which I think leads to more thoughts, which can then be expressed through the language of code. So that's why we do this, that we wrap everything in an activity, which makes it more interesting, I think. Yeah. So here the premise is that you are trying to meet somebody, some professor, presumably. However, before you get to meet the professor, it turns out that you end up running into his or her assistant, and who has a lot of questions to ask you, and who's unfortunately extremely grumpy, extremely difficult to please. So we are going to start building this activity, and as you will see, as we go along building this, we are going to introduce to you a bunch of concepts about Python. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to just break this over several videos. So this is just the introduction, but we'll keep building this activity over the next several videos, and every video will convey to you basically one or two important concepts. So I hope you find this useful. So let's get started. Basically, like I said, we are going in to meet the prof. So the whole idea is that the prof is probably, very busy, and as a result, we have run into his assistant, and now assistant has a lot of questions, like I said. So we probably get started. I've created here a REPL using Python, and here I just do some initial greetings. So for example, I just say welcome to the prof's office. Then we can say print that I am his assistant, for example. I can put a full stop here, and then it says print that first you have to pass my quiz. First you have to pass my quiz. Now there's really nothing unusual in this. We have seen print statements before. Just to make it a little bit more, let's say, cleaner on the screen, I'm going to introduce an empty print statement, which, remember, gives you a new line, right? So if I just ran this much, like I said, there's nothing really new in this. If I click on run, I get the messages as I wanted. So all of this, because I put them in double quotes, each print works by putting whatever I put in here on the screen. Now the assistant gets started asking us a question. So remember, to ask questions, we have to use the input statement. So what I do is that I just say answer. Let's say answer is a variable that will hold whatever we reply. I'm going to say answer equals to input. So the first question, they'll say the warm-up question. So okay, please tell me what action words are called in English. Now, again, this question is just a warm-up question. You can choose to do another question if you want to, but the idea here is that the assistant starts asking us some kind of question, and in this case, a very simple question. The only thing that is new perhaps is that I'm going to introduce a \n over here, which we know from the escape characters about, in the earlier lessons, that this means a new line. Now, what this does is interesting, because when I look at, when I run this code, it asks me this question, but notice, because of the new line, it is asking me to reply in the next line, and that just becomes a little bit more, let's say, user friendly. It looks a bit more cleaner. So I'm now free to answer whatever I answer, and for example, I could answer verbs because that's what they are called. But we are going to talk a little bit more about this. However, we'll do that in the next video. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.